So I wanted to make this video because yes, I've been lagging, and yes, I've been going through some stuff, but aren't we all? So yesterday I interviewed for a yoga teacher position at this studio that I have been dreaming about teaching for years, and super excited, super nervous, just a mix of emotions. Could barely eat much that day. But that's typical with nerves. And I didn't get it. Yeah, it sucked. So here I am dealing with rejection and low self-confidence. I know why I didn't get it. A lot more learning and growing to do, and I'm in the process of taking this event and turning it into something positive rather than just dwell on like it being negative. I think it's like normal though to feel rejected, especially even if you're going for a job interview. It's one thing to like present your achievements and accomplishments and skill sets on paper and then get rejected, but like doing a yoga audition when you're actually showing them all that you've got, like in person doing a flow, is there's a lot more pressure. And yeah, I felt it. Basically, my friend told me something that stuck with me, and she said that I wasn't meant to grow with this studio. Basically, like, the reason I didn't get this particular job, even though I thought I wanted it so bad, technically I still do, but it's okay because everything happens for a reason, right? And yes, I struggle believing that sometimes, but even though maybe my ego thought that I needed to be at this job in order to grow and become an even better yoga teacher, it's just not meant to be. My path is not meant to be in that studio, and that's okay. Like, right now is not the right timing, and I really have to accept that. So I'm processing that. I think I'm realizing a lot about myself, and I don't think this is just an issue that I have. I think it's a societal thing. Am I saying I think too much? I feel that a lot of people place their worthiness to success, and this happens a lot in careers. So I've never had a typical 9 to 5. I mean, my parents would probably want me to have a typical 9 to 5 and the stability that brings, but I am a hustler, and I have always been a hustler for my money, and no shame in that. Like, I'm a hardworking person. I like having multiple different jobs, and I still work hard. But the reality is that in our society, a lot of people, one of the first questions they'll ask is, oh, so what do you do? Or, oh, what's your job? Even now I have like people asking me that, especially if I haven't seen them in a while or for whatever reason, and I'm like, oh, I do like lots of different things. I never really know how to bring it up. And I was just thinking about this today, and I feel like it'd be so cool if we stop asking people what they did or what their job was or how did they make money or whatever. We ask them, what are you passionate about? What fills up your cup? What makes your heart feel like it's gonna explode in a good way? I feel like, what if we were able to change the script and start inquiring about these things? Like, life is not about having a job, and we don't have to live in a society that is run by money, because there are other ways. Money is not everything. Money is just a form of energy, and then that's a whole other rant. But basically, what I'm talking about is that I'm so over this idea of tying my self-worth and enoughness to a job or lack thereof. Because at first I wanted to feel like I'm never gonna be good enough, right? Like, that's this like limiting self-talk or limiting belief that I've had for a long time. And so any event that happens that it's Brian. If you're going through something, just know it's not the end of the world. No feeling is final, as my tattoo says. And I forget that I have that on there. But I'm okay. I'm learning, and I am accepting that the universe has a bigger plan in store. And the good news is I may teach kids yoga one day, whether at the studio or at another studio, because I know I'm great with kids and I love them and I have a lot of energy and kids like that. So I'm excited for that. Also, side note, I'm trying to stay more on top of where I'm at hormonally in my cycle, because I feel like that makes a huge impact in my emotions, and I want to like blame my emotions on an event or thing that happened or whatever, but really it's like, oh well, Paige, this is where you're at in your cycle, or this is where the moon's at in its cycle, so maybe give yourself a little grace. And so I was feeling really heavy this morning and just like, ugh, I want to get out of bed. And I checked my app called Stardust. I use this app, which is really cool, and it shows you like, you know, the phases of the moon. What did I just do? Where you're at in your cycle. So basically it's this app that tells you where you're at in your cycle and also where the moon's at in its cycle. So technically, technically it says tonight is the first quarter moon and my period's in 6 days. But what it says about where my body's at hormonally, like with the estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone levels, this is what it said this morning, so go figure. Welcome to week 3 of your cycle. You are now descending into the premenstrual underworld. If possible, avoid murdering people. Guys, avoid murdering people. Yeah, it's been tough. So that's what I'm dealing with hormonally. And of course, today in the morning, it just started pouring outside. There was like a couple clouds, but none of them looked dark. And I'm like, where the hell is this rain coming from? And then I just realized it's just the universe telling me to cry, because it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to process them and just let it out. Crying is so healing, and I can still allow myself to feel upset by not getting that job that I really wanted and worked hard for. But I can use that and like transmute it, you know, be an alchemist. Take that situation, turn it into something beautiful, because every rose truly does have thorns. I'm just getting to, you know? So I'll stop. Thank you for listening to my rant, and have a beautiful day. Until next time.